I got the red dot. Looks like it is.
Just see the red dot. It does say live.
Should be. It's not. Oh gosh, this was working before. It's not going live on Facebook. Give me a second.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's for some reason it's I refuse to let this do this.
It's a day of technical difficulties.
Right. It's so weird. Um my thing is like, why would it not? Give me a second. Just a second, please. Okay. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm gonna push go live on Facebook. Okay, can you hear me? Still there? I'm pushing go live. Okay. We are starting a little bit late today, and for that I apologize. We have had some extreme technical difficulties, but we made it, so that's great. I want to thank you for anybody who might have uh, checked in with us to start watching. This is a Books Galore and Creator Core event where we meet with new authors and content creators. And today, not only do we have an author, but we have a cosplayer. So that's going to be fun. So if you'll give us a second, we'll get started. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, while we're waiting for the technical difficulties to wrap up, we're probably going to do a tiny little recap of some of the subjects that we have talked about over the last couple weeks in our Tiny Talks. So, some of the things that we've been discussing, especially when it comes to creativity, intellectual property, basically any artist or content creator in the community, we've been touching on topics that help you know, increase positivity and self-efficacy in those areas. So one topic that we had discussed was when you have or if you are neurodivergent. Now this doesn't apply to everybody, but everybody has experienced being distracted at some point. And if you are neurodivergent or you have experienced being distracted, we have gone over some techniques to assist creators, artists, writers, cosplayers, musicians, painters. We've had so many different types of content creators on our page. And some of the things that we discussed are, especially when reading a book or creating content, some of the difficulties that you might have might be an inability to focus for long periods of time on your product or your project or your the art piece that you are working on. Number two, and difficulty with, maintaining focus on just one project at a time. You might have many projects, right? So that's another one. And what did we discuss during that time? We discussed ways of sort of, being compassionate with ourselves, having mercy on ourselves, and not getting overly frustrated, and also focusing on positive affirmations in order to be able to encourage ourselves to create productively and not give up, so to speak. So it looks like one of the authors has been able to log on. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can. Oh, thank goodness. I was
Yay.
we were gonna have to go into an entire presentation before before it worked out. Okay, so I just want to thank everybody who's joining us today again. We have been honored by Megan, who has been on with us on the platform before. And we had an interview with her before, and she has graciously agreed to come back and sort of discuss one of her works and read a piece to us. So, Megan, why don't you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about, what you want to read to us today?
So I'm actually going to read a short excerpt probably from Lore. It is my most recent short story collection, came out in April on Easter. This is the prequel collection to my what will be my debut actual like novel coming here in November. Um, so this actually has the introduction to the world and a little bit about the world lore. Um, it's little short stories that uh, take place in different points of time in this fantasy world of Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and um, mostly like monsters and stuff, kind of hinting at this fall of that the world is about to take before these heroes that I get to introduce in this novel come about to hopefully save the world.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're ready for me to read it.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
All right. So this intro actually was written by the DM of Happenstance, and I edited it. The DM of Happenstance is my husband. He wrote this intro for the world originally, for the game that we were playing that brought about this world, and I took it and I said, okay, I want this to kind of be the actual intro to the world, and we took it together and made it into a little bit of a short story instead of this demographic introduction. So, nestled deep in the sea of the massive trees of the Tree Folk Nation resides the small hamlet of Holly. The setting sun darkens the sky and the many-hued green leaves of the canopy. However, inside it is as dark as true night. For a few moments, only the light twinkling from windows keeps the impenetrable darkness at bay. A door opens and out walks an elven man of middle years. His long dark hair that falls to his lower back is kept neatly tucked behind long pointed ears, keeping it back from his angular face. The torch in his left hand makes his sharp features look even more severe. He strides out of the building, closing the door behind him, and heads for the center part of the village. His torchlight illuminates the soft, mossy floor of the forest as he takes each step. The village takes great pains to keep everything natural, yet clean and uncluttered. The flames bring light to the simple wooden benches as he continues to walk toward his objective. Another 20 steps, and he stands before a large fire pit. Inside a ring of small stones sits a large stack of firewood, none of which was harvested by felling a sacred tree. He and others spent hours before collecting downed branches and tinder. He gracefully steps past the stone ring and lowers the torch to the wood. The hungry flames of torchlight lick out and catch the tinder on fire. His he circles the pile and repeats the process until the bonfire is well lit for the sacred fire, for the sacred night. It looks like somebody else was able to join. Yay. As he steps from the circle of stone, doors around the village fly open. Outrun every child in the village. Eager and happy faces greet the evening air. Each of them rushes toward the bonfire. There is a mad scramble of children as they all try to get the best seats available. Catfolk, Fae, Elemental, Feyberg, Satyr, and Elven children pack into the limited bench seating. Each takes a few minutes as an adult appears to get everything in order. Anticipation builds within the children as they all stare at a nearby house. This house, like all the others, is made of wood and covered in vines and plant life. Yet inside is someone the kids eagerly await. Slowly the door opens. Light from within casts the figure in the doorway into shadow. The door swings closed behind the person as they shuffle forward. With a soft click of the door, and once again, the figure is clad in darkness. A small gust of air causes the figure's robes to billow around them as they meander closer to the bonfire. A Fagberg man places a well-cushioned chair in front of the fire pit as the shadowy figure reaches the edge of the light. The orange light reveals an ancient elf. His silver hair cascades over his sagging shoulders. Piercing blue eyes twinkle in the firelight beneath large, bushy brows. His hawkish nose and abundance of wrinkles marks this elf as the oldest in the hamlet. He slowly lowers himself into the cushioned seat and clears his throat. I need a drink before I read the rest of it.
So it's an Elven story. I love it. So how
And
long, like, how long did it take you to write the story itself?
this collection itself took about 2 months total, probably. Maybe from beginning to end, like if we like squished all the time, because I was writing it over the course of working on other projects at the same time. The novel that I am working on that this leads kind of into, at least it's the same world. I have been working on this specific draft since May 1st. May 1st, and it should be done. I've been working like nonstop on it. Should be done by the end of this month and then coming out in November.
Wait, so it's not published yet?
This one is.
Oh,
This
that
one
one is.
is. This one came out in April. And then I started working on the novel that comes after this, and that one's gonna be pretty chunky because
Bigger,
it's
yeah.
hopefully gonna be about 200,000 words when it's done. So
Wow.
it'll be, yeah, it'll
That's
be a
like
big
3
boy.
books.
Yeah. The original draft for it was 100,000. And when my alpha reader / hubby started reading it, he said, "You're still writing like a short story writer versus a novel writer. These scenes could be, don't bark. You guys, these scenes could be expanded." And so I went back and expanded it, and yeah, it's already past obviously the 100,000, and it's almost to 200. So fingers
So
crossed I
we're
make that
looking more
200.
at like epic fantasy now.
It is, yeah, it is epic fantasy. Low magic though. It's explained in this collection that the world lost its magic about 3,000 years ago by the time the next novel takes place. Uh, and so it's all about what happened when this world lost its magic. How is this world coping with no magic when it was created with magic? It was put together by these gods that then took their magic away.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
But yeah, definitely
So
epic fantasy, dark combat. So yeah, there's not much magic, but there's a lot of like kind of like sword and board type, combat. So
right.
fantasy based, obviously.
Right.
Action
Okay.
adventure.
So you said that the second one is supposed to be coming out when?
So the novel that follows this will come out on November 1st of this year.
November 1st.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Seems to be what's going on there.
He seems to be having a lot of technical difficulty on this one too.
Yeah. I'll come back in there.
But yeah, this one is a short story collection. It's got 8 stories including, and then that introduction. No, 7 stories including the introduction. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let me see if he can hear us. Can you hear us, Gavin? Guess not.
I thought we had him there for a second.
I thought so too. Yeah, today has been a day for technical difficulties.
Oh yeah,
Normally
no, my
things go
computer. I was
smoothly, but
freaking out that I was gonna have to do this on my phone because my internet, like my computer this morning, just kept dropping the internet. It seems fine since I've restarted it. But yeah, I
right.
don't know what is going on with today.
I don't know what's going on with today either. This is interesting, and it doesn't seem like it will allow me to get rid of the extra one. Okay, Gavin, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes. Sorry, I'm not
Okay.
trying to interrupt anybody.
No. We're waiting on you. We're waiting on you. So, let me just introduce Gavin Moore. He is a costumer. He is also, was it the owner of Nightfall Productions? And he has been featured on the
Yes.
page. You can view his interview on Medium. The link is featured on the page. So we just want to welcome Gavin. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for graciously allowing us to feature you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. I've been a customer for 12 years. I do a lot of like superhero stuff, Batman, Superman, The Flash, that kind of deal. But recently I've started doing a lot more film things. I worked on a Batman project a couple years back, but now my full focus is on making my Flash fan or my fanverse interconnected fandoms across the world as a kind of resume to hopefully end being the new DC Flash.
Okay.
I
So,
also do a lot of like profit.
so
Sorry, go on.
why don't you tell us about Nightfall Productions?
So that is the film aspect of my props and costume making work. For the most part, any cosplay stuff I do, like going to conventions, I'll tell them super suit. Then anything that's in film will be Nightfall Productions, which I did costuming for a Daredevil fan film last year called Daredevil Scales of Justice. And it came out June 6th. It premiered June 6th. It is not yet online. But now I'm focused on doing, I'm self-teaching myself animating for an animated series called Justice League The Brave and the Bold, 7 episodes. Each episode will focus on a different member of the Justice League, having Wonder Woman lead our team. She's 1,000 years old. Why is anybody else leading the team? Including, and then it all finishes up with Martian Manhunter because he's been referred to as the heart and soul of the Justice League. And I haven't really seen anybody do that yet. So we're focusing on getting those stories out. So all 7 episodes have been storyboarded. I'm most of the way through episode 1, but I'm trying to have multiple episodes ready to go before I drop the first one. And I'm going to be playing Flash. Starting my journey. And then that, like, once the series concludes, we'll have our first live action film, which will be a Flash to the Multiverse, where Barry Allen helps Mr. Terrific, Blue Beetle, and Barbara Gordon, the Ted Cord Blue Beetle, map the multiverse. A story which, like, I haven't seen anybody try to map it out. There's been like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, or the Flash movie, which we don't really need to talk about, isn't great. But nobody's ever like mapped it out. And I'm like, these are a bunch of scientists. Why haven't they drawn a damn map?
Right.
But it's really more of a like, I kind of have it as a personal story. It's gonna be all spacey and weird, but it's also about like me finding community through nerd stuff. So as he goes through the multiverse, a bunch of things happen. Uh, but at the end, or by the end, he's found a bunch of friends and a bunch of people who really understand what he's going through in ways that he didn't really think anybody else would be able to. And they help him get back home.
Okay.
And then from there, I've got a couple of different stories. I've got stories for everybody but Ambush, and I'm just trying to get in front of the radar, you know?
Okay. So when you say, oh, we lost him. That's okay. He'll be back. So that was interesting though. I was just about to ask him if he actually like writes up these new sort of angles on these new storylines that he's, basically acting out. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. But he said he
So,
has the stories for, so I'm assuming he's writing them out.
right, right. Okay. Well, it seems like we might have to, I don't know if you'll want to reschedule this for a time when it's less glitchy, but at least we were able to
I
get
know,
together
right?
for some. Go ahead.
When is your next one? Because then, yeah, I can always jump in on the next one and we can redo this. Because I've got plenty of time before November to promote
Right.
the
So
second
we
book for
have,
this one. So,
right. Are you going to do an arc reveal?
I offered the art to 5 peers. I'm doing 5 other authors who write in a similar genre so that I can get kind of critical reviews from them, and then I'm going to be promoting their work in the back, like kind of where like the about author is. They're going to each have a little featured interview for, kind of paying back them reading it. But yeah, I'm not opening that one up to the public ARC readers just because since it's my debut and it's so big,
Right.
I don't want anything unfortunate to happen to it, as has been
Right.
happening recently. So yeah,
Right.
I approached 5. I actually approached all 5 of them yesterday, and 4 of them said yes. I haven't heard back from the other one yet because I think she's on vacation. Uh,
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
so it'll be
Okay.
cool. But yeah, this one was ARC read by 8. I think I had 10 ARC readers and 8 of them got their reviews in. They're actually listed, which is something I like to do in all of mine. I list, yeah, there they are.
Oh, when
So I
I
got
said
5
arc,
that
when
got it
I didn't
in.
say arc review, I meant to say arc reveal. Basically, do you already have
Reveal.
like the cover and the cover
I
for the second
do.
book and all? Yeah.
I do have the cover for, yeah, the actual novel that's coming out. It's called Shattered Peace. I did publish it on my Facebook page. I believe it's on my Insta. I don't know if I've put it on my TikTok yet. Um, I'm still kind of working my way through like discussing lore itself on TikTok before I do the big reveal over there. But yeah, it is on
Right.
Facebook. And then yeah, like through my newsletter that went out earlier this month, they got it early with the full. I actually got a full like wrap done for this one, and they got
Uh-huh.
to see that in my newsletter, and that's on Facebook now. But yeah, I do have.
Okay.
I did a slow cover reveal last month, I think. Yeah, and like kind of over like the course of a couple days, and then big full reveal, and then yeah, did the here at the beginning of the month for my newsletter, and it just got announced. So
Okay.
it
Um,
looks very pretty. I'm very excited for it.
it's I always get excited when I see new books come out. I love looking at the covers. I'm a book collector. So anytime I see a new book, I'm like, "Ooh, I'm going to read that. I will later." Because I got 20 other books on my to be read pile, but I will. Before
Yeah,
I die, I will. So, yeah, no, we have the 13th coming up, and then also the 20th is actually the bi-monthly Authors Day content creator. We're calling it Creator Carnival this time, so that'll be exciting.
I think I saw that in the newsletter. That one I probably need to sign up for on the 20th.
Yeah. So
Fingers
it's going
crossed for
to
no
be,
technical difficulties.
I know, right? Uh, so that one's going to be a little bit different from the last time because we already have like twice as many people signed up for that one as we did with the first one. So
Nice.
what we're going to do instead of 30 minutes per author, we're going to do like not lightning rounds because most of the authors are returning, but like maybe 10, 15 minutes, introduction, short speech, and then we'll do a large panel. So
Okay.
that'll be fun. Yeah,
Oh, that might be fun.
yeah. I'm excited. I'm
And I
excited.
saw that in my inbox earlier with your newsletter, and I was like, oh, I need to fill that out. So
Yeah, there's spots are filling up
yeah.
fast. Really fast. Like we already have more people than we've had in any of our other events. So,
That's exciting.
yeah. So you said your other one's going to be published by November. Are you going to have your art copy do you
That's
want
good
to
because
do
that
you
means the
want to
community's growing.
right. Do you want to reveal your cover copy of your second book then? Because you could.
Yeah, I can do the cover, like as far as like the presentation goes. I won't have my proof copy yet. I'll probably have that begin early August. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I could totally do the like presentation on the computer with the cover reveal. So I have a little
That'd be awesome.
book trailer. Maybe I'll work on a better one by then. Uh,
That'd
get
be
something
awesome.
cool that I can present to all the people watching.
There you go. Gavin's back. Gavin, we wanted to ask you questions.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. My phone says 5 bars, but it's, I don't know, a little old.
Nature never, interacts with technology very well. So what I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you is,
And to be
what I
fair,
wanted, go ahead.
oh, all I was gonna say was I'm kind of near a mountain. I'm actually on site of a Ren fair I'm helping build up. So that could be that.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, what I was going to say is, so when you were talking about the different aspects of things that you were working on, I wanted to ask you, are you actually writing out storylines?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I wrote all 7 episodes of the Justice League. I've got the full story, the full script and storyboards and portions of the costumes for Flash. And then when I said I've got stories for everybody but Ambush Bug, I meant it. I've got
nice.
stories written for Etrigan, Booster Gold, Plastic Man, Icon, Nubia, the second Wonder Woman. I've got a ton of characters, and I really want to make a full universe and not. I don't know another way to say this. Not a bunch of white dudes. Not just a bunch of white. Like, I want to make sure that it's uh, a universe that feels like a universe anybody can find. Like, I don't want to say just the representation, but like someone to look up to. That isn't just like a bunch of like Captain America looking dudes.
Right. So
Um,
you're looking more for
you know,
diversity.
yeah, because realistically, like for me at least, there aren't many white characters that need to be white. I feel like Hal Jordan maybe only as a contrast to Jon Stewart, but other than that, that's really the only person I can think of. Um, so like my Martian Manhunter actor is Hawaiian, which ended up working really nicely into like the language we're doing for Mars because they like, everything I found for the DC reference of Mars's language is very similar to mine. Like it ended up just working out real nicely. Um, I've got Black Aquaman. Like I'm really trying to make sure like I'm not casting them for the like casting the best actors, um, which means I'm not sticking to always what the comic exactly looks like. because I think it's more important to have an authentic person come through um, rather than just trying to get somebody who looks like the guy.
Right, right. That's amazing.
think, like I said in
Man,
the
would you be
interview-
willing to teach us how to script write? Oh, he's gone again. Dang on it. Right when I was about to ask him.
God, he gets on to be able to describe something. Then,
Right when I hit something interesting, I'm like, ooh, and he's gone. It reminds me of the book The Time Traveler's Wife. Like he would show up at the most dramatic moments and then bam, he was gone.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully he'll be able to be back. But yeah, so what I'm planning for the event on the 20th is we're going to have like short segments where we first introduce the authors. They've been there before. We'll have longer segments for the authors and content creators that have not been there before. And then we'll have a large panel
Right.
and a discussion. So that's going to be great. And hopefully some networking, because as you can see, sometimes we don't get to
Disconnected
intermix
again.
as
I
much
hope
as
it
we
didn't
would like
catch
to.
my reactionary bit.
I was just about to ask you a question. I was like, what do you think you could come on and teach us how to script write? Because that would be amazing.
I could try. I don't know that I like. It's a little bit of a confidence thing. I feel like I could. I feel like I've written plenty of them, and I think one of the most like important things in art is just to do it as many times as you can. Get that 10,000 hours in to master something. And I've been putting some. I'll teach you what I know.
Right.
I don't know how structurally correct it'll be, um, but I think it'll be coming from a place of like just wanting to learn. And if I'm wrong, someone can correct me. That's fine.
Right. Right. And I mean, if you've written so much, like if you've done that much script writing, you have way more experience than I have because I have never written a script. So I would love your perspective on that. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to. Sounds fun.
awesome. Awesome. So, we've been having constant technical difficulties with Riverside. I was glad that it was up because normally we're on StreamYard, but we were discussing the July 20th event. We've already had twice as many people sign up for that event than we did the very first time we ever held it. So spots are filling up fast, but we're going to have like 15-minute segments where he's gone again. I'll catch up with him in the messages.
Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of if I had to do it on my phone.
Yeah, phones. They do their thing. So, but yes, so I'll catch up with him in the messages. But I really hope that should I just send the email or you've seen the email, right?
Yeah, and I think I just filled out the form.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Are you in the
Yeah, I'm
creator
on
core
the
group?
list now, and I clicked on I believe so.
Okay, cool. And make sure
Yeah.
to, when you're
Yeah, I'm on
posting
there.
and, you can feel free to just post in there freely. That's what it's for. It's for networking. Hey, you're back.
Oh yeah, which
All
yeah,
right.
I wanted to tell everybody while I'm here, this one is free on ebook until tomorrow. Night Creature's Lair.
Night Creature's
It's my
Lair.
thickest short story collection so far. Yeah, Night Creature's Lair.
Let me go look at.
It's my Pandora's box kind of retelling.
Okay.
A woman pretty much unleashes darkness on the world, and it's post-apocalyptic, how these people either have to save themselves from monsters or fall. So it's a
Okay.
dark
Is that
fantasy.
another
I can see it's
anthology?
free.
Like your the book you
I
wrote?
can see it's free right now. Let me get it.
Yes,
I'm
it's
getting it
free
right
right
now.
now. That one and one of my samplers is free until tomorrow. Getting Burnt. I don't have any paperback for that one because it's a
I got
tiny
it.
little read. But yeah, yes, that one is a fan favorite actually. Until this one came out, that one was my fan favorite because it's got a lot of like Greek mythology in it, Western mythology. Like there's a Gorgon, there's a Thunderbird, there's werewolves, there's yeah. I've took some I took a very little legend that I'm a fond of the original story and twisted it and made it my own. I'm
Nice.
sure some
I
will
love
catch on to who that
retellings.
is and who it isn't. Yeah. So there's retellings in it, there's twisted myths in it, and yeah, that was a fan favorite until this one came out, and now everybody's excited about what comes after. So,
Okay. Okay.
but
All
yeah,
right.
Was that an
Gavin,
anthology?
we were just saying
it's called. Go ahead.
before we lose him again, Gavin, we were just saying to go ahead and like sign up and register. And I would love for you to teach us how to script write on your time on July. That would be amazing. Like I would bring my pen and paper and take
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah. So part of the thing that I'm at out here is kind of deciding what my weekends are.
Right.
That was honestly the fallback I had. That and my wife's pregnant.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm
congratulations.
gonna once I thank you, yeah, do on 22nd. So but the second I know what my plan is for the 20th.
Okay.
Did it
All right.
Did it disconnect?
Maybe it, don't worry about like when you go and see the registration, when you see multiple people signing up at the same time, don't worry about it. Just pile in there. We'll figure it out. He'll figure it out.
I put the name of the collection in the chat so that if anybody else sees it, they can grab it as well. And it
Right.
is available until like Tuesday night, Tuesday morning or whatever, because it's available all tomorrow, Monday.
Right, right.
So just depending on your time zone. But yeah, Night
Okay,
Creatures
make
there,
sure
that
you
one's a fan
put the
favorite.
name and everything in there.
Yep,
That way people
it's
can
in
reach. And
there.
for both of your books, for both of them.
Yeah, I put the other one, the Getting Burnt, the little sampler collection. And that one has a sneak peek at Night Creatures there, and I believe Shadows of the Great Basin. It's got three little short stories essentially in this one sampler. So it's got its main story and then two little sneak peeks at other collections. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited to switch from being a short story writer to being a novel writer. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I've written some short stories and I've noticed that longer stories are difficult for me specifically because, all the descriptions I'll describe, but people are like, you need to describe more. And I'm the kind of reader where I don't like reading too many like, why are you talking so much? I want to see action.
Actually, yeah, it's like there has to be that balance of description and dialogue
Right,
and action, and it's like, and yeah, I've had a lot of, oh, I want more, I want more. I'm like, okay, well, now there's 200,000 words more, so
right. So, yeah.
we'll see. Because yeah, I've gone back to like the like anthology, the people who I kind of started with before I published my own stuff and written little things for them. It's very hard for me to squeeze back into like their 4,000 word bracket when I'm used to writing my own, where I've got a little bit more wiggle room.
Right, right, right. I think once you get used to writing more, it becomes your habit and your flow.
Yeah.
So I never did get the chance to really introduce you to properly. Gavin, this is Megan. Megan, this is Gavin.
Hi. Sorry, I've been popping in and out. I don't. For the 20th, I'll
That
for
is
sure be
okay.
stationary.
Awesome, awesome. And please make sure, Gavin, I don't know if you're in the Creator Core group or not, but feel free to post all of your links, make a post in there so that people can network with you. That group I created so that we could all have a safe place with no scammers to network with each other. So if you see anybody in that group acting like a
That's great.
scammer, inform me ASAP. They will get booted.
Oh, they've gotten so bad recently.
Okay.
Right, right.
Hi, baby.
But okay, so I think that with the amount of technical difficulties we have had, but we have, I think, done the best we could. Oh, he's gone again.
I know.
So I would love to welcome you
No,
back
I
on
will
the
totally
20th.
be there
So
on the 20th. I will make sure I'm available.
awesome. All right. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for joining us.
And I'm gonna post these absolutely. I'm gonna post these freebies over in the Creator Core. So fingers crossed, if any readers see them, they can go and grab them real fast.
Okay. All right.
All right. I will see you in a couple of weeks. You have a good one.
All right. You too. Take care. Okay, so we are wrapping up. I just want to thank anybody who was watching today. We have had a very kind of roller coaster time, very interesting. But we will be back on Truth Talk Tuesday, 11 o'clock at a late night live discussing positivity and purpose in your creative works. If you are an artist, a content creator, or just someone who wants to learn about psychology and positivity, that's what we're going to be discussing on Tuesday night, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. That is Truth Talk Tuesday. And then next week, we're going to be doing Books Galore and Creator Core again. So we'll hope to see you then. Have a good day.